The days were still young when the Elfkin first arrived from unknown lands across the great sea. All who looked upon their gleaming towers atop their war mammoths trembled in fear. Gleefully they conquered and slaughtered all before them. The fierce Trollkin they drove into the deep forest. The devious Dwarfkin sought refuge in the earth's deeps. But man they enslaved, destined to toil for their glory. Yet, even in servitude, mankind grew and multiplied, while the Elfkin dwindled. After many cycles, mankind had become a teeming multitude, while almost no new elf was ever conceived, and their numbers slowly dwindled. While blessed with almost endless years of life, the Elfkin still thought themselves cursed. They saw the boons their gods had granted their slaves and thought themselves betrayed. But what gods care to listen to those who only sing praise to themselves? They soon grew fearful of the squalid multitudes of man as their ugly praises to the gods blocked out the sweet melody of their own harps. Without the sound of children laughing, the Elfkin's hearts had grown black and cold, and none's hearts more so than their king of kings. A conspiracy was made, and their priests donned the robes of ending. It was better to break the bonds with the gods and willingly seek a destruction than all would feel rather than fade away ignominiously. The priests sang the songs of unmaking, sacrificing countless slaves atop their dread ziggurat to glut the gods so they would be too docile to react. In the course of one night, the elves destroyed every temple, defaced every godlike statue, and obliterated any inscriptions that bore a name or a tribute to a god. And just before the break of dawn, the King of Kings sang the song of cursing. As the dark chant sprang forth from his lips, his retainer swung his curved blade. The singing never ceased, even while they dug the head into the ground. The head would stay there, hidden, forever cursing the land while great waves crashed over once teeming cities as the ocean heaved and swelled. Gone are the fertile plains and the lush valleys. Now only the rocky highlands and mountains remain. Those humans that survived would be hunted for sport by the elves who had left the lowlands just before the deluge. They gathered the humans into small villages like cattle and ruled over them once more from their tall towers, but now without fear of their multitudes. The Elfkin lost all color and even shunned the warmth of the sun as it burned their white skin. Many turned to eating their human subjects to prove their superiority while keeping their numbers down. It was better to live such a cursed existence than lose power to slaves. The days grew colder. The remaining land yielded little, and no boon could be sought as no god could be called upon. Their names were forgotten, so even the gods shrunk back with no offerings to sustain them, awaiting once more someone to name them. Yet much blood was spilled over the remaining land. The elves who once considered themselves the dearest of brothers now became bitter rivals, pitting their human armies against each other. Now the heirs of kings rule little more than villages. Now the Trollkin venture farther from the forest. Dwarves look out from many crevices. Ghouls and other horrors stalk the ruined land, and the dead stir in their graves as dread spirits take a corporeal form in this cursed existence. There is no respite for mankind, nor peace, nor solace. It is as if the cursed land itself tries to shed the remaining mortals clinging to it. The mocking moon, sole witness to man's plight, whose only dream is to see the rays of the next day. But now a new people have arrived from lands unknown, following trails of their wandering god. Their offerings have awoken the forsaken gods. Hungry for sacrifices in their own names, they enter dreams, offering blessings for worship. This is a Twitter post from Asianhar Manga at Didrid Magnusson from Twitter, who has created this series named Forsaken Gods. As you can see, it's pretty interesting and has an Elric feel to it. I would honestly really recommend you check this guy's thing out. It's very cheap. It's like, what was it? I think it was $3 on Patreon. I'll have a link not only to his profile, but also to his Patreon, where you can support the creator. Again, this is amazing. Please go out and support the original creator. And you know what? If you like me reading this, throw a like and a comment. Maybe a subscribe if you're new. It helps the channel grow. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one.